of you. Today is September 25th. It's 10:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the live stream, Grand Supreme News Channel. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like, share the video. We have some very important news coming out. Number one, um, Zelensky says the Russian official, should end the war or find bomb shelters. All right. So that's a very important a warning message by Zelensky telling the Russian officials. I mean, we're talking about the most powerful, the most important people of Russia. We're talking about political leaders. And the war or head to bomb shelter. It seems like Zelensky got something under his sleeve, and he was probably given some very powerful equipment that could hit Moscow really hard. All right. So once again, Zelensky says Russian officials should end the war or find bomb shelters. Number two, you have the European Central Bank urges citizens to have 72 hours worth of cash money for the next crisis. Once again, Europeans are being urged to have money, have cash on you, all right? Because there's a possibility everything could go down and that debit card is not going to work. All right, so we're going to get to these two breaking news here, guys. This is a very powerful news that's coming out. And let me just read the 72 hours warning. All right. If you can, do me a favor. Once again, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Okay, so it says here the European Central Bank now says you should keep at least 72 hours worth of cash on hand, either in your pocket or stashed at home, just in case the next crisis fries the grid or crashes the banks or tanks public trust. We've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, that people need to have money put away in their homes. Get yourself a safe and put your money in there. Hide the safe, put it somewhere behind a bookshelf or something. Because I do believe there's going to be a big cyber. It's going to turn off the power grid. It's going to bring down uh, online service. I mean, it's just, debit cards and credit cards, it's not going to work. So people need to have money. So once again, this is very important. The European Central Bank, this is a big bank, all right? So this is a very powerful bank. Uh, said to the Europeans, better stuff some cash under the mattress. The European Central Bank now says you should keep at least 72 hours worth of cash on hand, either in your pocket or stashed at home, just in case the next crisis fries the power grid, crashes the banks, or tanks public trust. All right, so you guys already know the C-19, Ukraine, Spain's blackout, Greece debt meltdown, everything, every time things go sideways, people sprint to the ATMs. Digital wallets are cute, but when the Wi-Fi dies, old-fashioned paper still buys bread. All right, so again, having money in hand is better than having plastic. All right. So they say that cash is king. It's a metaphor. All right. It means that, when things hit the fan, everything is shut down. The money is still good. And if you have money in your pocket, that's even better. But if you don't have money in your pocket, then you're on your own. So again, this is coming out from one of the biggest banks out there in Europe. They're putting out this information. Wow. So it says here, So paper money is being used less and less. So why are residents across Europe being advised by the European Central Bank to keep between cash at home? The ECB suggested Europeans, millions of people out there, keep cash at home, according to its new study published this week. This is a bank telling their, again, customers to keep cash at home. Something that we should also be doing, having cash at home. The bank study titled Keep Calm and Carry Cash covers the role of cash during four recent crises across Europe. The study found that no matter the crisis, whether it be financial, military, such as the war in Ukraine, or public health, such as the C-19, the use and demand for cash increased. The onset of sudden crises, such as the 2008 financial turmoil, the 2014-15 Soviet debt crisis in Greece, the outbreak of 2020, or the Russia unjustified full-scale invasion of Ukraine, triggered immediate and extreme surges in cash by the public. Now, as a result, the bank has suggested millions of people storing some cash home just in case electronic payment system fail. I think these banks know that there's going to be a war. These banks, they know that there's going to be a war in Europe. I think Europe will be the first one that's going to get hit with the EMP. I believe it's going to start with the EMP. All right, so it says here, in other words, most people across Europe are used to paying with their bank cards or via telephone apps. Well, again, here in America, people use their phones like the tap thing or use credit card. People nowadays don't use money, cash and stuff like that. So in other words, most people across Europe are used to paying with their bank cards or via telephone app. But if these fail in a crisis, then the cash will be vital, the bank says. So you need enough to cover needs for 72 hours. The bank says having cash at home can protect you from electronic payment system failure, which has happened in the past in the event of a major power outage, such as the one in Spain in last April, a massive cyber attack, or the 2020 event. Cash provides a low cost safeguard against major system instability. For example, the study cites that authorities in Netherlands, Austria, and Finland suggest keeping approximately certain amount of money per person at home or enough to cover essential needs for about 72 hours. All right, so America, this is for us too. This is not only for America, but the entire world. You need to have money put away at home. I think it's better to have cash put away at home. According to the bank, cash is a critical component of national crisis preparedness, as well as urging citizens to be prepared. Europe's central bank also encourages governments and banks to take measures to cope with cash demand spikes caused by extreme and frequent events. Finland, for example, is currently developing ATM machines that will be completely immune to disruption and cyber attack, as the bank warned that no system is infallible, so best be prepared. Store food and medicine as well. Guys, this information is coming out, well, it came out yesterday. All right. So this is part of an ongoing effort by the European Authority to prepare citizens for any type of crisis. All right. So you guys know Europe has sent a message to Russia that they would shoot down their planes now. They would shoot down their aircraft. So they're putting out a strong message, and now they're urging citizens to stock up. This is part of the ongoing effort by European authorities to prepare citizens for any type of crisis. In March this year, 2025, the European Commission advised people to stockpile 72 hours worth of food, water, and medicine in the event of a crisis that disrupt public service. We must prepare for large scale across sectoral incidents and crises, including the possibility of armed aggression affecting one or more members. The preparedness strategy and the survival kit, in particular, drew on the recommendation of a report presented to the European Commission by Finland's former president in late 2024. It also took inspiration from the example of Scandinavia, where Finland, Sweden, and Denmark have all stepped up efforts to prepare household for the possibility of a future world war. As Ukraine fights the grinding 3-year Russia invasion, the French government website suggests preparing a 72-hour emergency kit, including 6 liters of water, non-perishable food, including for your pets, and photocopies of IDs in a waterproof bag. All right, so once again, why are Europe's residents being advised to keep money, cash at home? All right, so that's one of the breaking news. You can find that on Twitter. All right, so it says keep calm and carry cash. Keep banknotes at home to prepare for crisis. Now we're going to go with Zelensky. Zelensky just sent a strong message to Russia. You better end the war or go to a bomb shelter. I don't like that, guys. I really don't like that. It seems like they're about to drop the hammer now. It says here, Zelensky says Russian officials should end war or find a bomb shelter. Ukrainian leader delivered a pointed message to Russian officials on Thursday, speaking at a press conference in Kiev. Zelensky urged his counterparts in Moscow to bring an immediate end to the invasion or prepare for severe repercussions, warning that they may soon need to seek refuge in a bomb shelter. So Zelensky is telling them, you need to hide now. You need to hide because what I bring to you is going to be fire. All right, so this is the first time Zelensky is telling the Russians, you need to get a bomb shelter now because I'm gonna drop something. Again, we don't know if it's a nuke, we don't know if it's long range or mid range, but again, you don't need a bomb shelter for drones. All right, you need a bomb shelter when there's some very powerful missiles are being dropped. The Ukrainian leader remarks come as Ukraine continues to mount a fierce defense against the Russian aggression, with recent reports highlighting intensified Ukrainian strike on Russian military target deep inside enemy territory. Zelensky's statement underscores Kiev's growing confidence in its ability to strike back, signaling a shift and the dynamics of the nearly 4-year war that began with Russia's full scale invasion in 2024. Now, it says here the Russian officials should end the war or find bomb shelters, Zelensky declared, his voice steady and resolute as he addressed reporters. The comment was part of a broader um, critique of Moscow leadership, whom he accused of prolonging unnecessary suffering for both nations. Zelensky emphasized that Ukraine's resolve remains unbroken and that any further aggression would invite a proportional and potentially devastating response from Ukrainian forces. This is not good, guys. I believe that Donald might have given some very powerful equipment to NATO. NATO's going to give it to Ukraine. And now Zelensky is sending a message to Moscow and the war. Oh, you better look for a bomb shelter because I'm gonna drop the hammer. Um, wow, this is very concerning times. However, the bomb shelters reference marks a particularly vivid escalation, evoking images of the air raid sirens and underground bunkers that have become all too familiar in Ukraine's cities. Zelensky warning follows a series of Ukrainian drone and missile strike on Russian infrastructure, including oil depots and military bases, which have disrupted Moscow war machine. The Russian state media has downplayed these incursions, but independent analysts note that they have strained Russia's logistical capabilities. In response, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry dismissed Zelensky's words as historical propaganda, claiming that Russia's special military operation would continue until its objectives denazification and demilitarization of Ukraine are achieved. Yet Zelensky remained under-tiered, adding that the same press conference, the time for empty threats is over. Russia must withdraw its troops or it will face the full might of a united Ukraine. Man, I don't know, guys. I feel like something big is about to hit pretty soon. Um, he praised the resilience of his people, crediting them for turning the tide, and called on global leaders to increase sanctions against Russia to bring peace. International reaction had been swift. US President Joe, in a statement from the White House, reiterated America's unwavering support for Ukraine, saying Zelensky's courage inspires the free world. We stand we stand ready to provide the tools unnecessary for Ukraine victory. European Union foreign policy chief echoed this settlement, using members state to accelerate arms deliveries. Once again, Zelensky ultimatum arrives at a precarious moment for diplomacy. Mm, wow. So once again, guys, that's coming out from Zelensky. Zelensky said Russian officials end the war or find a bomb shelter. And what we gonna fire is gonna be powerful. At the same time, the European banks are urging millions of Europeans to have cash at home. I mean, have cash ready. Save some money, have some money tender papers, and put it away in your house because I do believe that there's going to be a cyber or EMP strike on Europe. Is going to shut down the bank and everything, and it's going to be hard for people to get money at the ATM machine. Wow. I'm gonna read some of your comments, but let me just bring some of this news. And we do have some more information coming out, guys. The US Air Force and Navy are continuing to keep an extremely close eye tonight on Russian military activity in the Baltic Sea in Kaliningrad. Wow. Hmm. A lot of things are happening today. Also, guys, we have some breaking news. You know that space rock supposedly is an alien ship that's heading towards our area. Well, come to find out, there's some breaking news. This thing, uh, this thing weighs over 33 billion tons. So this thing is a monster, and they're talking about that it's gonna hit planet Earth now. Again, guys, there's nothing to back that up, but a lot of people's talking about it on X. So this space rock is getting closer and closer, and I heard it's gonna be somewhere in October. October is around the corner. All right, so this space rock, I think, is the Three Eye Atlas. Is heading closer and closer, and according to scientist Loeb, he believed that this is an alien spacecraft and it's going to be some big problems for planet Earth. That's according to scientist Loeb. Now, I don't believe it's an alien spacecraft. If you ask me, I believe that it's more of a massive precious metal space rock. I do believe there's a possibility. This thing is possibly has a lot of mixture of gold and metallic, like precious metal stuff. Um, Give me 1 second here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And once again, please make sure you're prepared, have stuff ready. Look, guys, I'm not trying to spook no one here, but again, you got the US president is going to send equipment. He's going to send a lot of stuff. The European banks are urging everyone to start to have, money put away. And try and see if I could find anything else here. Rest in peace. Once again, rest in peace to Vodi Bakum, um, a very amazing Christian pastor that passed away. I think it was a heart attack. Guys, we have a breaking news. This is very concerning. If you live out there in the East Coast, in the U.S., you need to be prepared. There is two tropical storm. And the scary part is that these storms are gonna come together. They're gonna form together as one, and they're calling this a rare two tropical cyclone could collide into a monster storm, triggering a rare. They call it the Fujiwara. Let me spell it: Fujiwara. Fuji Wawa. So you have two storms in the Atlantic Ocean, and they could come together and form as a one monster storm. This thing could end up hitting New York City. I mean, this thing could end up hitting somewhere in the East Coast. Nature is staging what could be a meteorological spectacle straight out of a disaster movie. You have two developing tropical storm, Huberto and the Nasset Invest 94L, poised to become tropical storm Imelda, are barreling towards a possible um rendezvous that could unleash a Fujiwara effect, basically becoming a one storm, a monster. I never seen anything like this, guys. I never seen anything like it. I never seen two storm coming together. I mean, again, I seen a lot of hurricanes. I lived in Puerto Rico. I seen a lot of hurricanes. I live in Florida. We see a lot of hurricanes, but I never seen two storm coming together as one. This rare phenomenon where cyclone twirl around each other like dancers in a deadly ballet hasn't made headlines in the Atlantic basin for years, but with both storms eyeing path that could bring them perilously close. And the East Coast residents from Georgia to the Carolinas are on high alert for what might follow. All right, Carolinas, not again. Not again. You guys know North Carolina has been seeing all this very, very catastrophic storm, and they still recovering from last year. All right, so again, please like the video, guys, if you can. So it says here, as of September 25, 2025, Tropical Storm Huberto has roared to life in the North Atlantic, churning with sustained winds of 50 miles per hour and tracking northwest at a brisk 8 mile per hour. Forecasters predict it will bulk up into a major Category 3 hurricane by early next week, packing a punch that could rival some of the season earlier heavyweights. Though Huberto currently possesses no immediate threat to the US mainland, its outer bands might sprinkle some extra rain across the Carolinas, a minor compared to the brewing drama elsewhere. Meanwhile, you have the second one, a rolling disturbance drenching Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and Hispaniola shows signs of organizing into the next named storm on the list, Imelda. Imelda. This system could stall over the Bahamas and brush south Florida before veering towards the southeast US, delivering damaging winds, a perilous storm surge, and flash flooding as early as Sunday. Residents in Georgia and the Carolinas should prepare right now, should prepare for potential impact, warn meteorologists, as Imelda's path could curve a direct line towards vulnerable coastal communities. Mm. So, once again, experts are sounding the alarm, meteorologists, National Hurricane Center, and all those experts are sounding the alarm for Georgia and North Carolina. You still have time to prepare. You still have time to prepare. Um, but you guys already know it's hurricane season. So we haven't seen nothing yet. A lot of the storm has been brewing out in off the coast of Africa. And every time it reaches like near Puerto Rico, it makes a big sharp turn and it head towards the Atlantic and it breaks up into pieces in the Atlantic Ocean. Give me a second here, guys. All right. Now, for those of you that don't know, there's been a huge indictment of James Comey. All right. And it's not over. There's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more, guys. Um, the FBI director, Cash, said there's going to be more. There's going to be more. And it seems like there's a possibility, again, there's a possibility people might buy airline tickets and go to another country. They don't want to deal with that. um, so James has been indicted. Um, Give me one second here, guys. So it says here, again, this is coming out, guys, listen to this. This is coming out from, I think it's CNN. It says here, the US commander is going after people that he doesn't like. The US commander is going after people that he doesn't like. That is why this is so troubling for the justice system. Here's the thing, guys. Um, the US commander, he don't have the power to indict no one. He don't have the power to arrest someone. He don't. Again, all that goes through the court system, all right? It's the judges and, lawyers and all that type of stuff. Um, Again, you got the left, they kind of spooked now because James Comey, he was indicted. And so, you got all these people saying that the US commander is abusing his power. He's going after the LEFT. You guys went after Donald last year. You indicted him, you took a mug shot and everything, and you tried to lock him up. It says here, you're going to see in the coming days. Uh-oh, hold on. It says you're going to see in the coming days lines, a long line, prosecutors speaking out as we just saw. There has always been this line. I was a prosecutor. We learned this. You're a prosecutor. You're a prosecutor. You should have a better understanding about, again, about the system. You know well that the US commander does not have the power or the ability to indict people. We learned that when you represent the US, you do it as representing the US. That is the line that they are crossing. No, they're not crossing the line here. Look, guys, listen. There's been a lot of lawlessness in the LEFT, all right? You guys already know Mrs. 33,000 emails. What she did in Benghazi, well, I don't want to say too much. But again, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that happened. Under Barack, there was a lot of stuff that happened. Under Bush, there was a lot of stuff that happened. Under Joe, there was a lot of stuff that happened. Remember, Joe, his beloved son, that laptop? The laptop? All right. So again, that's why he pardoned almost his entire family, including his son. He said that he was not going to get involved when it comes to the court system, that he's going to let the court do the process when it comes to prosecuting his son. But what happened at the very end, he pardoned his son. And now that Donald is getting revenge, now all of a sudden it just, you again, what goes around, it comes around. All right, give me a second here. This is what you call draining the swamp. Now, do I side with the right? Guys, look, the only one I side with is Jesus Christ. All right. I side with Jesus. I pray for the right, I pray for the left, and I pray for the middle. I pray for the bird, the left wing and the right wing, and the bird, which is America, the entire country. All right. We need to come together and stop this nonsense. I mean, there's always a fight between these two. And it's just, we continue doing this, and we continue fighting left and right, and we continue fighting, we're gonna lose our sleeping giant country. Oh, guys, we have a breaking news. So Charlie Kirk, um, the dude that Tyler partner, right? Well, that person disappeared. That person disappeared. And no, I'm not talking about he was raptured and stuff like that. Uh, he disappeared. He just nobody knows where he at now. He just disappeared. Very concerning though, but it's kind of strange that he just disappeared out of nowhere. I mean, again, the agency need to keep an eye on him because again, they're still going through all these court process with Tyler, and witnesses and all that needs to be protected. But for some reason, I guess Tyler partner just disappeared. All right. Okay, guys. Seems like I'm just gonna read your comments, but I do believe there's gonna be some more arrests to come. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure oh, wow, we almost at 300 likes. Man, 35 minutes? I've been on for 35 minutes? I thought it was only 15 minutes. Wow. Michael said they might have him in the protection. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. How do you make holy water? You boil the no, that's something that Catholic make. Again, we got the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit lives within us. The anointed oil, I mean, again, they sell like I I have a couple of them at home. Someone was nice enough to send me that, and I love putting it behind my ear, and it smells really good. I like it. I like it. I remember I went to deliver a food to someone, and it was kind of weird. All right, it was at nighttime, and there's no street lights. There's no street lights, and this person had a weird name. When you drop off the food, it tells the name of the person. Now, the person said, I will meet you outside. So I'm here looking and I'm like, man, this is a really dark area. And so I turn on my headlights, like the high beams, and he was in the middle of the road and he was dressed in white. And I thought it was an angel. I'm like, is that an angel? Come to find out, it was this young kid. I mean, he was like at least 19 years old. He was dressed in white, like he had like some kind of a like a once like a sheet or something, like the Old Testament, like something that, the prophets wear. And kind of find out he was what do they call it? A black Hebrew Israelite, something like that? A black Hebrew Israelite. He was bald and everything, and he was all shiny, and you could smell the incense. I mean, he put a whole bunch on it. He's like, "Hey, it's me." I'm like, "Okay, you're in the middle of the road and there's no street lights. Where's your house? I mean, do you live out here?" So I give him the food and that's it. But it was kind of strange. So, who will make war? Someone said. I am Canadian Catholic from Ottawa. Ottawa. My wife want to go to Canada. I want to go to Canada too, but again, it just I don't know anything about Canada. And but I would love to go to Toronto. How do you give me a second here? Remember, people, it's all an act, and the actors are all in the same club. The left are very, very, yes, evil. Someone said. I try to be very careful here, guys. I really don't want to get hit by the platform. Hmm. I'm living on 90 bucks a quarter for food. It's really hard for everyone. It is. It's really hard. It's really hard. People retire, Social Security. I mean, they only get like $800 a month. We should get a lot more. I mean, those that, is collecting Social Security, they should get a lot more. We take care of the world. We do. We take care of the world. We give like $10 billion to the Holy Land every year. I think 10 billion to the Holy Land. We give like um I think 500 million to other countries. Again, we give a lot of money to all these countries. Every year we give money to them. We do. We take care of them. And again, we should get something back. I mean, again, we should get something back. We should not be struggling. Again, I know people that is on Social Security, and boy, oh boy, it's really sad. It is. They work so hard, 65 years and stuff like that. they just want to enjoy life, but they can't because they have to pay bills, and the only thing they got left is $5. And it just, it's really sad. It is. Veterans is not even getting the help that they're supposed to. I mean, they fought for this country, make sure that we sleep good at night. But the people that come into our sleeping giant land, they get all these brand new apartments. I'm sorry, guys. I smell something. I don't know. Smell like smoke. Give me a second. It's not my phone. My phone is hot, but yeah. Guys, let's make it to 300. We almost at 300. Grand Central Station is in a blackout. No, what? Really? Grand Central Station? Give me a second here. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me 1 second here, guys. Yeah, you're right. Oh, the power has been restored. Give me a second here. Yeah, so this happened in New York, and I've been to this area many times. Power restored at Grand Central Terminal following temporary outage. And we talked about the outage, guys. We talked about like cyber and stuff like that, and people need to have money put away. It says here, power has been restored at Grand Central Terminal in New York City following an outage on Thursday. Now it says here MTA officials say Grand Central Terminal experienced a drop in voltage to the feeder network around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time that resulted in lights going out in portion of the building. That's crazy. That's crazy. So they say no train service was impacted, and operation at Grand Central Madison were unaffected throughout. Power were restored. It was restored to the upper level at 8:53 p.m. So give me a second here. So the power came back on like I guess it was like almost 30 minutes later. Um and the lower level at 9:17 p.m. MTA officials say no injuries were reported, but five Metro North Railroad employees were briefly in elevators, stopped without electricity until doors were open and emergency generator activated. And that's the thing about New York, they have all these backup generators. So again, if people get stuck in the elevator, it opens up. They say they are working with Con Edison. Con Edison is the electric company. To investigate the cause of the outage. Oh, there's a possibility. Who knows? It might have been a cyber. All right. So the power came back on. So it was like almost less than an hour. Power restored at Grand Central Terminal following temporary outage. MTA is the one that put out the information. All right. So, and they do have the backup generators. Hmm. Thank you so much for that. I don't see nobody on X talking about it though. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people's talking about James indictment. A mysterious object, possibly a meteor, has just blazed through the skies of northern California. That is not a meteor. That is not no meteor. It's it's not a meteor. I'm looking at it right now. It's not a meteor. It's going really slow and it's like, yeah, that's not a meteor. That's more of a space junk. And guys, I can show the videos and stuff like that. Every time I turn the camera around, It's like the connection goes off or something, and that happened on my last live stream over at the Real GS News. And that was not a good live stream. I just felt like it was not a good live stream because I was so tired. I was really tired, guys. I was. When I ended that live stream, I went and I went to lay down and I kind of almost fell asleep. I was so tired. I was listening to Vodi Bacham. He was preaching the gospel. And yeah, I was really tired. I got up like 45 minutes later, washed my face and drank some water. I don't know. Here's the thing about me, guys. I work too much, and sometimes I skip breakfast. I skip breakfast, and then I drink a lot of coffee. And I guess doing that, it kind of I wouldn't say I shake, but I just I get really tired and stuff like that, and then I get a headache. So empty stomach and coffee is not a good combination. So um all right. So I'm not seeing any more news here, guys. Let me just read some of your comments now. Yeah, I'm not seeing no more news. Okay, let's go back to the comments. Take care, guys, but I might be taking a break for a few days. Okay, Watchman. Hey, I appreciate all the moderators. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for, helping me out. And I really appreciate it, guys. I truly do. Thank you so much for it. Again, you guys are the best. TikTok has video. Mm, I'm just reading your comments. Give me a second here, guys. Um, Air Force One is on the cover, but not in the movie. Oh, okay. You guys are talking about something else. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I was on a live stream for 1 hour. Guys, I'm thinking about doing a live stream just on one channel. I can't do it on two channels. The reason why I was doing the live stream on the Real GS News because it brings in more people, and I just want to let people know that I'm still continuing to upload videos. But doing multiple live stream and videos is really tough. I don't know how Pastor Paul Begley does it. And he's been doing this since 2010. The man posts videos and do live stream every single day. And he drink coffee. I mean, man, that man is filled with energy. Man. And he preached, he go to his church in Indiana and he preached. Jeez, I think he was a football player, if I'm not mistaken. Pastor Paul Begley. So Vodi Bakum passed away. Yes, I did mention that. He passed away. I was in shock. I was, at first I was heartbroken, and I'm like, wait a minute, why should I be heartbroken? He's with the Lord. Me and my wife, we were talking about it, and again, Vodi Bakum and John MacArthur were like the great pastors. But who's there now? I mean, again, don't get me wrong. There are some good pastors out there, but Vodi and John, they brought like again, you could feel the Holy Spirit. I mean, it's again, like I said, just a lot of good pastors out there. But I just feel like there's gonna be a lot more pastors that God is gonna be calling. Come, my children, you coming with me. The Bible says that in the end times, there will be many lawlessness. People are going to refuse to listen to the gospel. People want to sin. People want to drink. People want to do crazy stuff. And the church is going to be corrupt. I mean, it's just going to be all messed up. Are we ever going to know what the orbs are? Are you referring to the space rock? Oh, it's just a space rock. That's what it is. Now they're saying that it changes colors. And here's the thing, guys. The reason why it does that is because I believe the space rock is like it's like precious metal. I believe it or not, there are some space rock out there that has diamonds. I mean, we talking diamonds, all right? And when the sun hits it, it kind of shines like all these colors. So the space rock, I believe the space rock that's heading towards our way, but it's not gonna hit us. I believe that space rock might be precious metal, gold, and diamonds. Not the entire rock, it's just they have some precious stuff in it. Louis Pastor Paul is in Florida. Really? In Florida? I should go see him. I should go see him. Say hi to him. Pastor Paul Begley is in Florida? What part of Florida he at? I never knew. I think his wife is doing the live stream. I think his wife is doing the live stream. Hey, just join. What's going on? Oh, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. For those of you that just tuned in, um, you have the European Bank. I forget the name of the bank, but it's a big bank. It's a very, very, very powerful bank. They're urging Europeans to have money put away in your house in case the grid goes down. All right. And Zelensky, is warning Russia end the war or find or head to a bomb shelter. So there's a lot of stuff we talked about. Guys, let's make it to 400 before we end this live stream. His home base is in Indiana. I know. Yeah, I know. He's from Indiana. Sir, that's the problem. It has one metal causing the green color, yet in our solar system, you do not have metal one without metal two. I believe they form at the same time. Could be, but remember, this space rock is coming from another galaxy, right? It's coming from somewhere really far, and it just all of a sudden it just decided to swing by and made a right turn and probably regret it and everything. We got Jupiter. What is this place? But let's turn around. I believe Pastor Paul Begley is in the villages. Villages. Yeah. I'm gonna have to check out the videos. Thanks for all the news updates. Not hearing this stuff on the regular news. Hey, Karen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. There's a lot of us. A lot of us watchmen and watchwomen. We are putting out all these information. Now, guys, I heard that this three-eye atlas, supposedly an alien ship, which I don't believe it. Uh, it weighed 33 billion tons. If that thing ever hits our planet, it'd be bye bye. All right, so but it's not gonna hit us. I've seen a Black Hawk chasing an orb. An orb is pretty fast, though. It's pretty fast. Yes, Pastor Paul Begley is in the villages here in Florida. Hold on, give me a second here. The Florida villages? Give me a second here, guys. Hmm, Florida villages. Um, hold on, hold on. Hmm. I'm literally 1 hour away from Pastor Paul Begley. Um, 1 hour and 10 minutes. I'm not too far from Pastor Paul Begley. So, Village, Florida. So he's off, not too, I mean, he's close to 75, off 75. And yeah, that's not too far from where I live at. I'll try. Someone's like, go see him if you can. I'll try. I'll try. I'll probably buy him a cup of coffee, hang out with him for a little bit. I think he's minister there in the villages. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Big shout out to Pastor Paul Begley. Hey, Lewis, hope you are well. I'm doing well now. My last live stream, I was not feeling good. I was stuttering. I was not focusing. Again, I was a little shaky. Um, are you still moving to Maine? Jenny said. I don't know. I was planning on getting a second home, but with this market nowadays, it's just so brutal. It's brutal. And then you need to save up at least 20 grand for the down payment. 20 grand for the down payment. And I mean, again, people could save money. You just got to be stingy. You can't go out to eat and stuff like that. And you know, again, the thing about me is that you know, I hustle. Like when I say hustle, I find the money. I work and work and work. This house right here, my first home, me and my wife, I worked 2 years, three jobs, and save money. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I used to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and my eyes used to be so red. But you do what you gotta do. You wanna get your first home, you have to work. You have to work hard and you have to save. You have to save and you can be maxing out your credit cards. You need to save, you need to make sure that you have like something big. So when I say something big, they're gonna check your credit score. The bank is gonna say, why should I give you $300,000 for a home? What can you prove to me that I could trust you with this money? So I have like, three credit card and I have that truck there. Uh, I never miss a payment and I always pay on time. And they see that and again, this is like my second car finance because the other car I had it for like 7 years, and I finished paying that off years ago. Now I got this one, and so the banks see that I make payments on big stuff like a car or pickup, and my credit score is good, and I save and stuff like that. So we got this home, we got it. And my wife loved it. She's like, I want this. She loved the kitchen. She loved the wallpapers. She loved the curtains, even though I'm like, the curtains belongs to the people. They gave it to us. She loved it. And it again, we have 1 acre and she loves it. I mean, she decorates all this. I mean, she loves plants, you know. And when I see that, I'm happy. I'm happy when I see her happy. And I'm like, babe, I did this for you and the kids. So, it was a blessing. Once you and and by the way, when you get your first home, you have to sign thousands of papers. I mean, my hand was hurting. Signatures after signatures. But yeah, I give thanks to the Lord. It wasn't easy. Three jobs, it wasn't easy. And I had to take a test. I had to take a test. It was like a 4 hour test and knowing the mortgage and the payments and all that. I passed it. I took the test and then, I took it and only took me 20 minutes and I passed it. I think it was like 50 questions. I had like six wrong, something like that. But I passed it. I got the certificate. I got the key to the house, and I give thanks to the Lord for that. Anyway, guys, if I could do it, you could do it. Again, you could get a house. You can. I was working for a company. I was working for like a big dealership, Lamborghini stuff and Audi and Beamers and stuff like that. And I used to like paint the body, the shell of the vehicle. And that's why I love cars and I want to get a project car so me and my son could rebuild it. But I worked there. I was doing my YouTube. And of course, I was doing a little bit of Uber and DoorDash. So all that money combined together is what the bank sees. And, you know, can't afford property anywhere, so much headache. Well, I agree. Everything's going up now. Everything's going up. When I got this house, 2 months later, I got a bill. Your insurance is going to go up $300. I'm like, come on. And the reason why, because we got hit by a hurricane. So Florida is a little expensive because of the hurricane season. And not only that, you know how many people get into car accidents in Florida? And most of these people are snowbirds. No offense, but again, the elderly people that come from Canada because it's too cold up there. So they come to Florida, the oldies, like 80 or 90 years old, and they driving and sometimes they get into accidents. So there's a lot of accident that happens in Florida. And can pay me to live in Florida. Cindy, well, Lewis, so give me a second here. Give me a second. Guys, we almost at 400. Ooh, Lewis just passed the 1 hour. Señor Luis, you are one blessed hombre. Muchas gracias. Repent before too late. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. That came right over my home, Lewis, in California. Wow. Need email request a Bible. Cannot find info. Santiago, Santiago Luis 226 at Gmail. My email should be in the description box. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it here, but thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, I really appreciate it. We like 5 likes away. Let me see if I could give a like. Can I give a like? No. Oh man, I can't give a like. Can't give a like. I can't give a like to my own live stream. That's very sad. Yep. YouTube doesn't want me to give a like to my own stuff. All right. So have a good night, guys. We made it to 400. Thank you. I really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, have a good night. I got one more video coming up for this channel. Notifications will not be sent out. So it will be posted midnight, 12. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.